CFM Radio, we are back.
It is Wednesday, my dudes, dudettes, and gamers alike. And you know what that means here on YouTube with Clusterfucked Media. It's time for CFM Radio, video game music and news. What's up, Vector?
News. We are doing great tonight. Hi, I'm doing great. How about you, Drix?
Yeah, man. Glad to open up the show with this spicy salsa Donkey Konga version of the Legend of Zelda theme. And, you know, despite all the craziness that's been going on these first few months, weeks of the year, I'm picking some of the best games that I've been enjoying a lot. I have the finest collection of stuff that really appeals to me specifically. And that's where a lot of my free time's been going lately when I'm not, you know, working on my creative endeavors with the band known as Casuist and the like.
God, same here, Drix. I'm over here playing what you're seeing on screen every goddamn day, playing Arc Raiders. Should have a new piece up on Clusterfuck Media by next week, talking about Arc Raiders, talking about High Guard, talking about how these two things link into the state of the shooter genre that we find ourselves in. There are so many first-person shooters out there, so many different kinds of shooters out there. Drix, what even is a shooter anymore?
Something about projectiles being launched as opposed to, you know, close quarters melee combat, you know?
I guess. I mean, I suppose, you know, I don't know, man. I get into a fair amount of slugfest with people in Arc Raiders. Like,
yeah. Are you mining what you craft and crafting what you mined out there, brother?
I mean, shit, pretty much.
More or less.
But yeah, so, you know, and let's be real, Drix. There are some heavy hitters just around the corner. There's a couple of heavy hitter new releases coming out this week.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing you the latest releases later in the show, as we always do.
But first, Drix, I do believe that we just got to jump right into it, because we're going to start things off with a little bit of old-fashioned video game news.
Oh yeah, no, that's what we're here to do. Let's get into it.
So, Drix, we're going to change gears a little bit. It's kind of still in the multiplayer genre, but we are going to switch on over to something that's a bit more familiar with people who stick to their guns. It's Warframe, right? Warframe chugging on for over 10 years now.
Yeah, wow. It's a it's ancient in as far as, you know, game time frames go, right?
Essentially, but you know what, Drix? I think that's for a reason. And we have this headline from WCCF Tech that says, quote, "Forget the $100 million bet. Jack Emmert explains why the Warframe model is the future of MMOs."
Oh yeah, this is the live service game that really got it right?
I mean, I guess so. Listen, I'll be real. Every time I try to jump into Warframe on a personal note, I always bounce off. I play for like about a month and then it never goes anywhere for me.
Yeah. See you next time.
Yeah. And but here we are from the article, quote, "Just yesterday, I published an interview with Jack Emmert, who's returning as CEO of Cryptic Studios. He previously held the role from 2011 to 2015, when he left after 15 years of the company. As a part of our conversation, I picked his mind on the difficulties faced by Western developers looking to make a new game in the MMORPG genre, and Emmert pointed out an example to follow, Warframe."
Huh. Yeah, they must be doing something right over there at Warframe.
From the interview, quote, "It would be difficult for anybody to go to a Western publisher and ask for money. The track record with Western publishers and MMORPGs is not very good for a lot of reasons. However, I think there are a lot of opportunity to launch a game that isn't necessarily an MMO at the start, but grows into something. A model like Warframe is a really good one. It is vastly bigger than it ever was when it first launched. That is a direction many games could go. A multiplayer story-based RPG could add an open world component through an update or expansion. Instead of $100 million investment all up front, you're making a series of $20 million bets so that at the end of the 5 to 7 years, you have that big MMO, having paid for it and grown the community along the way.
I mean, I gotta say that does make more sense financially.
Yeah.
Have a plan and sort of take the financial investments in smaller chunks, so
I
it's just a
agree.
bit more digestible.
I agree, and I think that's, in this time when all these studios and most importantly these publishers and developers are really, really, really trying to get like the latest or the most efficient and the latest looking stuff. It's got to look good and it's got to run good. I think this is one of those ideas that really has a lot of weight because I've been saying it for a minute, and I think Arc Raiders is kind of like a next generation MMORPG, and that's why people latch onto it so much. It's got that like extraction shooter edge, right? But you also are building and crafting a lot, and you encounter people. I'm not gonna lie, I've no life the game. I pretty much it took over, and I've dropped about 200 hours. I still run into people rocking loadouts and using weapons that I haven't seen before, like used before. Like I know they exist, but I've never seen it, and then I see it, and I'm like, wow. So there's still that discovery factor is there, and it's good when it's obfuscated. So I could see a game like Arc Raiders taking that and going to the next level, to the next level, and to the next level.
Yeah, and again, much more digestible financially when you break it up.
Absolutely.
It's Klarna, but for game development, or it's a firm.
Well, I would say
I'll pay it for.
I would say that's a little bit less like that, right? This is kind of like benevolent gotcha, right? Like you're using like your gotcha powers, but like you're giving us the roadmap. You're like, this is what's gonna happen if you keep buying the gotcha. So keep buying the gotcha,
Oh yeah, that might loosen up some wallets as far
Yes.
as microtransactions are concerned.
Yes.
It's like why not help pay for the development as
And
you're playing a pretty sweet game.
And honestly, like, sorry for everybody listening, not to jump off on a tangent, but honestly, this is a really important thing to think about because it is a question that I could throw to you, the viewer. Do you believe that we are at a time where people are understanding enough of the cost of development, the cost of production, and the cost of publishing on a video game to really, and if you like it enough, you can truly buy into it? I know a lot of people who will do things like buy a skin in Overwatch and be like, and if I ask them genuinely, well, why did you do it? A lot of the time it's because I like the skin. But there is a contingent of people who will always tell you, I want to support the game because I love it.
Yeah. People, especially once you get to a certain age and like have your own sort of disposable income and things like that. Yeah, I've definitely seen that happen even in my own household with my significant other. She will buy things for the free Valve sequels, Dota 2 and Team Fortress. She's like, I didn't pay for this game. Like, I don't mind dropping a couple dollars here and there so that I can look cute and also, flex on all the other players.
Yeah. And that's really, and I feel like when if you were to reinforce that as a publisher or developer, and you're like, hey, we have these cool cosmetics, and like we can never ignore. We might not like what David Jaffe said about paid cosmetics and how those translate into paying the art team, but that is a factor that you need to understand, that these paid cosmetics are these things that take time and money to make. So
yeah,
if you're giving me these paid cosmetics and they're like an elite, but I think that $100 would be a lot more palatable as a skin purchase if I understood that, okay, well, in 6 months they plan to give us this expansion and it's like an open world,
Yeah, while not every player will take the time to sort of read and comprehend instructions, especially if they're subtle like that, There's definitely plenty of us out there that would.
Yeah. Really, honestly, what is it? What's the number of population that you really need to be payers? Is like 10? Less than 10? Like 8? Not 5? Like, it's a very, very small contingency because you can offer these large packages, right? These large microtransaction or at that point they're mega transactions.
Yeah.
These big packages of just cosmetics and stuff in the game. That's like another $100. Assassin's Creed does it all the time.
Yeah, and get ready for a music analogy. You know, if you're an artist or a band, you don't necessarily need millions and millions of fans to have a career if you have, like, say, a 1,000 actually dedicated and attentive, not passive fans who will give you like $100 every year.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Or you're a YouTuber or a streamer, and you have like your tiers of subscriptions. You know, you have like those like 4 people who give you like $100 a month. You know what I mean? Like, if you saw that from a game developer, would you buy into it? It's an interesting question, and I think that the end of this sums it up. Quote: I would not be surprised to see someone bootstrap a very small product, get some initial success, and continue to invest in it. Subnautica was like that too. I think that's where you're going to see the new MMOs. To MMO fans, I'd say be patient. If you support a product and love it, just keep supporting it. It'll get there.
Yeah. Again, gaming industry, be patient and support it.
Yes. Well, players just don't drop your games immediately when they start changing or when they do something you don't like. Stick with it and vocalize.
Yeah. You know, if you have expectations in video games and in life, communicate them.
Yeah. So these surveys matter a lot. People don't think these little surveys, these little match feedbacks thing, a lot of people overlook that stuff. That stuff matters.
Yeah, exactly. The devil is in the details.
Indeed. But we are moving from a rather high octane topic to a great beat to go with it. Drix, what are we listening to?
We are busting out our Wii U's with some Star Fox Zero.
Oh, yeah.
This is called Inside the Colony.
Inside the Colony, CFM Radio.
Clusterfucked Media.
We will be back.
Fellow Wii U enjoyers.
Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo caché, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. El mejor. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo caché, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. El mejor. Hole, 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 quanto rueda del sol. Hole, 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 oh quanto rueda del sol. Hole, 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 quanto rueda del sol. Hole, 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 oh quanto rueda del sol. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo coche, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. Para que quieras el mejor. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo coche, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. Para que quieras el mejor. Hole, 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 quanto rueda del sol, del sol. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo caché, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. El mejor. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo caché, Juanito el mecano, esta papeta le turbo para que quieras el mejor. El mejor. Ole, 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 quanto rueda del sol. Ole, 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 oh, quanto rueda del sol. Ole, 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 quanto rueda del sol. Ole, 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 oh, quanto rueda del sol.
CFM Radio, we are back.
Yeah. No, this is the classic jam from Smash Brothers Brawl. This is King K. Rool and Ship Deck 2 currently playing, but the song before that, since I've been playing the 20th anniversary remaster, that was from Beyond Good and Evil, a song called Spanish Bar.
Spanish Bar. Beyond Good and Evil, amazing game, incredible game, one of my favorites. And Ship Deck 2, love this breakdown. It makes the fight on the Super Nintendo game feel insane.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how the composers, the stellar work they did for Donkey Kong Country, they were inspired by Iron Maiden and with this galloping bass line, you know.
Seriously, right? Like, whoa. But Drix, you know, I think it's about that time in the show again, where we talk about these wonderful games that you, the viewer, can pick up.
Yeah, there's always something to look forward to in gaming, and we're here to bring you the freshest releases of the week once again. And first of all, I gotta say, we've got some killer new games, because our first game right now is not pulling any punches, because it is Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Yeah, I mean, talk about Return of the King as far as RPGs.
Yeah, seriously.
We got big names coming at you this week.
From the official website, quote, set sail on an adventure spanning past and present in Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. As a bright-eyed young fisherman's son, you've lived your entire life on the peaceful island of Estard. Your journey begins with a simple question. Is there more to the world than this small kingdom? On a quest for answers, you and your childhood friends discover the Shrine of Mysteries and are swept back in time. There you uncover the shocking truth that entire lands have been sealed away by a malevolent force. The fate of the world now rests in your hands. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined brings a timeless classic to life in a whole new way, with charming diorama visuals, updated gameplay mechanics, and a streamlined story.
Yeah, we love to hear it. It's nice to see some kind of PS2 era Dragon Quest remakes coming our way, because this ain't no HD 2.5D pixel remaster. Oh no.
Oh no. This is the old school one, and it is coming to you this Thursday, February 5th, tomorrow, for PS5, Xbox Series console, Switch, Switch 2, and PC.
Yeah, and I bet plenty of diehard RPG fans have already pre-purchased this bad boy.
Oh yeah. Oh, but next up, Drix, we have another blast from the past. Sorry, in Carmageddon Rogue Shift.
Yeah, this is a bit of a deep cut for you car combat fans out there, but probably the right kind of update, because I know personally, I love when like riding, racing tracks are like procedurally generated, you know, a map like right before you play the game. That way, you know, no one has that like secret shortcut that they have up their sleeve, you know.
And we're going to jump right into it, because from the Steam page, quote, Carmageddon smashes back combat mayhem, adapt, upgrade, and unleash destruction on post-apocalyptic zombie hordes. The legacy lives on, reinvented and unforgiving.
Yeah, and I guess you get stronger with every crash, so even if you're bad, you'll be good.
And you know what, man? I think you're right, Drix. This is definitely one of the right direction for this franchise. Deep cut. No one really knows where the hell Carmageddon is right now. I've never seen another racing game like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have my my sort of Road Rash clone that I like to revisit every once in a while, where you're doing combat on the back of a bike, and yeah, it's nice to see somebody take that a step further and give Carmageddon a revamped rogue shift.
Yeah, no kidding, and with zombies.
Oh yeah, big time. The undead are coming for you.
Coming for you. And you saw it on the screen. Carmageddon Rogue Shift releases tomorrow. Or, sorry, Friday. This one's Friday, February 6th for PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC.
Oh yeah. Get ready to ride or die.
And finally, for our last new release, we have a pretty big hitter in the Souls-like community. This.
Yeah, from roguelike to Souls-like.
Yes, this is Neo 3.
Oh yeah, and boy, let me tell you, did I enjoy the shit out of
Yeah, right. Neo 2.
Because ever since they gave that one away on the PlayStation Store, I was about it.
That game is awesome. That game's so good. All right, so we got Neo from the Steam page, or Neo 3 from the Steam page. Quote, in the third game in the dark samurai action RPG series Neo, you will need to use both Sword of the Samurai and the Ninja combat styles in your battle against formidable yokai as you explore a thrilling open field. And Drix, Neo 3 releases tomorrow, Thursday the 5th, for PC and PS5.
Yes, time for Souls-like fans to rejoice. You know, maybe if your friends quit playing Elden Ring Night Rain, you're probably going to want to pick up this Ninja Samurai version real quick.
Absolutely. And Drix, right before we go, we're going to do a quick round of gaming news as we are walking out, and we'll play the trailer for, or no, we'll play our high guard footage for this one, because you know what? When you see this game, unfortunately, even though I like it, you don't really have good thoughts. So, because Drix, I don't know if you wanted to get another installment of the Outer Worlds, but you're not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Oh no. Yeah, I've always wanted to play Outer Worlds, just due to the landscape and everything else going on in gaming, where my attention was and such. Never got around to it, but yeah.
Me neither, unfortunately.
In their rush to make that little line go up, they've just kind of bailed on poor Outer Worlds, huh?
Well, it sounds like it, because here's the headline from mpfirst.com. It is, quote, Obsidian admits Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 missed sales expectations.
Yeah, unfortunately, we hear that a lot, and I don't really feel bad for the suits who, I don't really trust their expectations all the time.
Nah. Well, from the article, quote, so how did these games perform commercially? An interview with Obsidian leaders Fergus Urquhart, Josh Sawyer, and Brandon Adler shed light on the situation, and the picture is not entirely positive. Both Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 failed to reach Microsoft sales targets, while Grounded 2 met expectations and is considered a success. They're not disasters, said studio head Fergus Urquhart. Quote, I'm not going to say this was a kick in the teeth. It was more like, that sucks. What are we learning? While releasing... Yeah, it really does suck.
Base those expectations in reality. Do us all a favor.
Single year may seem impressive. Obsidian now believes it was a mistake. Only Grounded 2 performed as expected, while the other two titles, each developed over more than 6 years, fell short commercially. As a result, the studio is now rethinking its approach. Quote, I don't think anybody really likes 5, 6, 7 year dev cycles. We've kind of grown into that, explained Brandon Adler, director of the Outer Worlds 2. Spacing those releases helps the company manage its resources and not burn everyone out. It's not good to release 3 games in the same year. It's the result of things going wrong, added Josh Sawyer. Urquhart also revealed that Microsoft expects profit margins of around 30% for some Xbox releases. This helps explain why games like The Outer Worlds 2 also launched on PS5. Looking ahead, The Outer Worlds 2 will be supported with expansions, as Obsidian is not currently working on a 3rd game, and no plans have been shared so far for Avowed 2.
Yes. Also, this coming from the company that closed the developers behind Hi-Fi Rush, the award-winning game.
Yeah.
Handed up right after their award.
So it sucks. I really enjoyed The Outer Worlds. I thought it was pretty sweet. The first game. It was a little dry, but for a first swing at everything, it was great. And unfortunately, I could not buy The Outer Worlds 2 on release. So, sorry, Microsoft. I'm not gonna fork over that cash so you could meet your sales expectations.
Yeah, and we have our relationships with these developers and publishers to consider as well. Have they done us dirty in the past? They say relationships are all about timing, and it's the same thing with release dates too. You don't want to put out your album the same day Taylor Swift does.
Yo, hell no. You'll get eaten alive.
Yeah.
And you know what? Speaking of getting eaten alive, it sounds like that's exactly what happened to The Outer Worlds 2. Got its lunch ate. And unfortunately, sometimes, like you're hearing that sneaky tune in the back, you just get outed.
Yeah, straight out of the media dimension from Gex 2, Enter the Gecko.
And moving on, what is this equally as clandestine beat?
We're listening to Cosmic Smash, a self-titled song called Cosmic Smash.
Cosmic Smash, CFM Radio.
CFM Radio.
We'll be back.
Cosmic Smash.
CFM Media.
Are we? CFM Radio. CFM Radio, we are back.
We are back with back-to-back PS1 tracks. That last tune was from Busta Groove 2, a song called Hello Kitty.
Haha. Love Busta Groove. Love those games. Not to be confused with Busta Move, the puzzle game.
Yeah. Actually, the head-to-head dance fighting was great in the Busta Groove series. Wish they would bring that one back. And right now, you're hearing Intelligent Cube for the PS1, a song called The Second Tide. And this one really stands out to me as a great orchestral soundtrack, which they really started pushing once we hit the PS1 generation.
Yeah, Intelligent Cube was one of those games that when you go back and play it, you realize it was kind of ahead of its time. And maybe not in aesthetic or gameplay, but aesthetic. Maybe not gameplay, but aesthetic. The aesthetic of that
cool.
game, yeah, it looks cool, and it has a very unique vibe, right?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever played a puzzle game quite like IQ Intelligence Cube.
Yeah, if no one's ever played IQ Intelligent Cube on the PS1, you gotta go get yourself an emulator or something, go play it. It's worth it. Even today, it's worth it.
Yeah, some might argue that some of the best games have already been made.
Indeed. But we are not here to argue that tonight, Drix. Unfortunately, we have a bit of dire news.
Right.
Yeah, we have a little bit of news to talk about because, and we're just going to play this Forza in the background because, even though it's not the exact right game, it is absolutely the favored gaming console of one Jeffrey Epstein.
Ooh, the hot E word right now.
Indeed. What, but wait, hold on. Jeffrey Epstein, you might be saying. Drix, what the fuck? This is a video game show. Surely, we don't need to suffer through this awful, devious individual. Right?
Opposite of why, Vector and I started CFM Radio. I don't want to dive into these big sort of pseudo-political news stories. I just want to talk about video games.
But here we are. Yeah, you know what? Because the game industry also had its own unsavory fellow in Mr. Bobby Kotick.
Oh, yeah.
The infamous Mr. Kotick.
Sometimes the escándalo is too grande that we gotta have the chisme, you know what I mean?
Indeed. So, again, you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, I'm listening to a video game show. Why are we talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Bobby Kotick's here. He's not even in the game industry anymore. What's going on? Well, you know what, Drix? Here's the problem. The problem with all this, the problem with the dismissal is that, sorry, everybody, I hate to tell you, if you've gamed at all within the last 30 years, it's been rigged from the start.
Yeah, just another conspiracy unravels.
And, here's the thing, right? When you look up Bobby Kotick in these files, and you'll get things like this. Pretty mundane, going to dinner, right? Dinner party BS,
Yeah, emails, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. So you have these kinds of things. You got, we have the email here. We've got, give me Bobby Kotick's number there, all of the...
This man.
Yeah.
I've got plan.
Yeah, we've got oh boy, Drix, did they? And from a lot of these, I will say, the one thing that sticks out is a lot of these correspondences seem as though old Jeffy Ep and Bobby K, they're pretty jovial. They were pretty on the level with one another, right? Just friendly.
Yeah,
hey, how's it going?
A little too close, man.
How's it going? I'm not even saying anything like that, but you know what? He has great respect for Bobby Kotick and what he does, because I can tell you that the real meat and potatoes of this, and the reason why Drix and I say, hey, you know what, this whole thing was rigged from the start. If you remember Call of Duty Black Ops 2,
Yeah. Boy, do we.
personalization packs. They were probably some of the first microtransactions that you can buy in a Call of Duty game. These microtransactions went on to dominate the game as we know them now. You log into Call of Duty and you might be fighting Beavis and Butthead because of microtransactions.
Yeah, a whole Fortnite roster of random appearances.
Yes, of strange, unsavory folks. But, Drix, what if I told you that it wasn't just Bobby Kotick and Jeffrey Epstein being friends, but what if Jeffrey Epstein used Call of Duty, a tentpole game that Bobby Kotick is very proud of publishing, as a key example of how to leverage microtransactions?
Yeah, I believe one of the quotes was indoctrinate kids into an economy.
Oh, hold on. We're going to get to it. Because here's the email right here. We're jumping ahead of me now, Drix, because here we go. Because if you guys can't read it if you guys are having a little trouble reading this, it's on the screen right now, but I'll go ahead and read it. From Jeffrey Epstein this is from Pablos Eloman and to Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein emails this guy, Pablos Holman, and he asks, I'm meeting with Joel Klein on Monday. Any edutainment games out there that you like? And Pablos responds, play Medal of Honor or Call of Duty and you will learn. Video games are already great at teaching. If they don't assess your level and put an appropriate challenge right in front of you, the game fails. Challenge too hard and you get frustrated and quit playing. Too easy and the game is no fun. That is exactly what a good teacher or tutor would do. Fundamentally, the thing that works is one-on-one student-teacher scenario. Even if you have a shitty teacher or tutor, you will learn a lot because that person gets to know you and challenges you at your level. That doesn't scale, but computers do. So we have to use computers to replace teachers or at least augment them.
Yeah, I mean, there's, a little bit of accurate.
Hey,
analogy.
there's something about that, right? Like,
Yeah, there's something to it. You'll learn something even from a not so great teacher, whether it's on topic or the subject you're studying. That's
a totally different thing. Yeah, that's a different idea altogether, right? But we'll move on because Drix, this only gets better.
Oh yeah, as most conspiracies proven with evidence do.
Quote, today's video games don't try to teach us stuff we care about. Well, except for shooting bad guys. The best scheme I've come up with so far is to use X Prize or something like it to co-opt the existing video game industry. Give out a prize to the game that comes with the best way of teaching kids anything from a normal school curriculum. Let them pick whatever they want to teach, any grade level, and just incorporate it into their product. That's the way you get to the most brains and the most users for the least money. You want to skip convincing educators and parents about this stuff and just go straight for the kids. Imagine you are looking at a door in a video game. It has some squiggly symbols printed on it. Little munchkins walk up to that door and say konnichiwa. The door opens and they are greeted by a hot princess with big tits and a thong. The door closes in your face. You are going to fucking learn to pronounce and read kanji. Unleash that on 5th grade boys, and then next thing you know, you'll have an entire generation of bilingual kids speaking Japanese to each other behind the backs of their parents and teachers. Edutainment is for pussies. It doesn't work. Once kids catch on that you are trying to teach them something, they shut down. We have to keep the boobs and the guns for the profit. You see how much money video games are making these days? Fuck educational reform. We need educational subversion.
Oh boy, is that condescending.
It is insane. And Drix, if you look at the date, it is 5/2/2013. In a couple months, Black Ops 2 would come out.
Oh man. Yeah, we're getting a bit of a prequel to Black Ops 2 here.
Reading further, quote, not by my measure. That's why I mentioned Call of Duty. These are some of the best-selling first-person shooter games. You are running around blowing shit up. People play them and love them, and have no idea that everything in the game is historically accurate. Look, at one point, yeah, it was. The battlefields, weapons, characters, etc. are all meticulously culled from historical records. Kids play these games, and the next thing you know, they are correcting their history teachers in class. The important thing is that they never compromise on fun, so they become commercially successful.
Huh. Yeah, keep the guns and boobs flowing, I guess. Because that's what the 5th graders want.
That's what the 5th graders want, Drix. This goes back very, very far.
Yeah, man, this cuts deep.
This goes back incredibly far. This is 2013, and let's be real, right? Full disclosure. Shit like Guns, The Duel, things like these, like microtransaction games from like Southeast Asia, this stuff already existed, right? All this stuff already existed by the time this was coming out. But this dude, so if you don't know, here, Pablos Holman, hacker, inventor, and investor of PabloSpeaks.com. I'm going to pull his picture up right now for all the beautiful people. But just in case you wanted to know more about him, let me read you PabloSpeaks.com. One moment. Oh, here it is. Here's the guy, Pablos. This is the front page, PabloSpeaks.com. Pablos is a hacker, inventor, and technology futurist with a unique ability to distill complex technology into practical tools. Always building the future, his projects include cryptocurrency in the 1990s, AI for stock market trading, building spaceships at Blue Origin for Jeff Bezos, and the world's smallest PC. Pablos helped start the Intellectual Ventures Lab for Nathan Myhrvold to support a wide range of invention projects, including a brain surgery tool, a machine to suppress hurricanes, a nuclear reactor powered by nuclear waste, and a machine that can shoot mosquitoes out of the sky with lasers. Part of an impact invention to effort to eradicate malaria with Bill Gates. A member of the most prolific team of inventors in the world, awarded 6,000 patents on their own inventions. So that's this guy.
Yeah, indeed. Just a kind of low-hanging member of the big club that we are not in.
Indeed, Drix, indeed. And you know what? You guys want to hear a little bit more from old Pablos. You know, he's got some good ideas, right? I mean, shit. We've been engaging him for the past over 20 years at this point.
Yeah, it's been long enough. We've already seen the aftermath of this email thread.
Yeah. So here's the kicker, right? Here's the big kicker. Right there at the very tippy top. This is what you were jumping into, Drix. Oh, no. Wait, this is the wrong one. Spoilers. That was a spoiler. Sorry, folks. I'm going to get the one that... Email. Yeah, wrong email. Because that one is... you think this whole thing with Pablos is bad. So, We
There's just so
haven't
many.
we haven't talked stocks. Oh man, this one kind of got messed up in the fold, guys. Sorry about that one. You know what? I don't even need to worry about it. You can just check this out because
Yeah.
it is the front page
Quit
of
your
most.
online seeing this everywhere.
It is the front page of most of these video game news stories, but we're giving you the full thing because this is the final leg from Pablos Holman, inventor and hacker extraordinaire. I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. You gotta love how his example, X for real world dollars, is, quote, virtual items in games. And that was in response to Bobby Kotick saying, to me, X Prize is a good idea, but key is real world rewards. Learn to read equals cell phone minutes, iPhone credits, virtual items in games.
We've seen quite enough of those. Over
Quite
the last
enough.
few decades.
Quite enough. Been adopted wholesale into the gaming industry.
The whole sphere of it.
Everything. Going from even your single player game.
Yeah, all the way to where the winds meet.
Sheesh. And for our final thing that we'll wrap up on before we go is this little number right here. Now, this email is one of the most interesting ones because we're jumping ahead to 2018.
Yeah, time traveling.
From to Jeffrey from Paul Barrett. Jeffrey, I think we should buy some Activision. This is from the analyst who gave us the Polish gaming stock. Call of Duty release is expected late in October. This sounds like they have successfully integrated the Battle Royale a la Fortnite format into the latest Call of Duty game. I would start with 1 million. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout Beta is, quote, like a super polished PUBG, says well-respected review site IGN. Polygon call it exceptional. And the game developers are, quote, onto something special. Elements, a, quote, greatest hits from some of COD's best maps that look massive from the air but feel surprisingly intimate and fast-paced on the ground. Yada yada blah blah. PR release.
Great game, let's buy some.
And it seems as though they went forward on it because next one, should I ask David Feisel what he thinks about the stock? Please advise. Thank you.
The speculation.
So, as you can see, as we wind down for the night, you can tell, and we hate to say it, but our first chapter of Epstein in gaming focuses primarily on Bobby Kotick and their ultimately successful scheme to subvert education for an entire generation, aka the millennials,
Yeah.
and indoctrinate them into an economy based upon digital items in a game that is even held up as an idea that is one to be ludicrous.
Man, we're not talking about Ludacris the rapper here.
Nah. No, man. We're talking ludicrous like, holy shit, dude. Like, are you telling me that Jeffrey Epstein is the reason why we have fucking Genshin Impact?
Yeah. Who would have thunk it?
Like, what is going on? Like, I cannot believe that the birth of the microtransaction that infested the entire and subverted not only the educational system, I guess, but the entirety of the video game industry that we grew up in is now like in this crazy hellscape.
Yep. Just another tentacle on this kraken.
Insane work. And this is just the beginning, guys. Next week, we have Epstein in Gaming, Chapter 2. Did you know that Jeffrey Epstein was a lover of the Xbox?
I mean, if you're buddy with Bill Gates, why not, right?
Even got banned from Xbox Live, Drix.
Yeah, boy, is that a story, man. I hope you guys have your seatbelts on for this one, because this is Epstein in gaming is not like a one episode deal. This isn't a one-shot adventure. Like, this is
No.
going to be a little mini series that we got going on here.
And that's not going to be next week, but it'll be the week after, because next week is the CFM Awards. We will be saying the best, the biggest disappointment, the best one to get on sale, our biggest surprise, and the best one you should play with your friends.
Yeah, our own special little tip of the hat to the best games of the last year. We've finally feel like we've gotten a chance to digest and play everything
Yep.
that our little wallets could afford.
Yep.
And yeah, we're coming at you with our very special group of categories of games you should check out and why.
That'll be next week.
boy.
Yeah, that'll be next week, and that'll be Tuesday. It'll be a Tuesday edition of CFM.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're going to pop in a day early.
Indeed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember to give us a like, drop a subscribe. Make sure you comment if you are one of our archive watchers.
Yeah. Drop a like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on all of our other socials so you can hear when we're dropping in, streaming on YouTube.
Absolutely. And everybody, we hope you have a great night. Game on. Good night.
See you next